Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions review and demo of the newest concealer by Urban Decay. This is their Naked Skin Concealer, and this has been out for a couple of months now, and I've seen really positive feedback about it from tutorials, but I haven't really seen any full-fledged reviews or first impressions. So I'm going to test it out today, see how I like it, see how it wears, and see if any of the claims that Urban Decay makes about this concealer are true. Before I get into the demo, I'm going to go over some specs and claims about the concealer, and right off the back, the packaging states that it is a weightless complete coverage concealer. It is light diffusing, peptide infused, and paraben free. The box also states that it's a liquid concealer like no other, covers imperfections without looking covered up. Weightless high-tech formula provides buildable even coverage with a invisible naked skin feel and never settles into fine lines. There are 8 shades within the line, and they range from light to medium to dark, and they also have warm or neutral undertones. I went with the shade light warm, and in the packaging it actually looks very neutral, but once you swatch it on your hand, it actually looks very yellow. I'll show you guys. That is the concealer right there. It's very yellow in undertone, very warm in undertone. I'll talk about the packaging while I have it out. The packaging is very pretty. It has that gunmetal silver top to it and then just the clear inside. I love the text on the concealer. I just think it's very simple, very sleek. The wand is one of my favorite things about this concealer so far. It picks up such a generous amount of product on both sides. So when I use this, I really only needed one dip inside the tube to use this. Another silly little thing that I love about the packaging is that when you close it shut, it kind of clicks shut. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I really like that about this product. I don't know. One of the negative things that I noticed about this concealer right off the bat was the amount of product that you get in relation to the price. This is $28 and you only get 0.16 fluid ounces. Just so you guys can see in comparison to another concealer that I have, a higher end concealer. This is the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer, and with this you get 0.28 ounces, and this is $24. So it's still, the price is up there, but you get a lot more concealer, and this is a very thick consistency, so you don't need a lot to work with. We'll see how this goes in the demo, but just so you guys can see in comparison, you are paying a lot more and you're getting a lot less concealer. I'm going to get started with the demo, so if you want to see the application and my thoughts and opinions on this concealer, then keep on watching. Okay, so it's about 11:07 in the morning. I'm gonna apply it right now. I've already applied my foundation and brows, so I'm going to apply the concealer and then I'll do the rest of my makeup and check back. For application today, I'm going to be using a damp blending sponge. This has just been my favorite way to apply concealer underneath the eyes most recently. I'm going to apply one side of my eye with just one layer and the other side of my eye with 2 layers because it does say that it is buildable, and I want to see how one layer wears throughout the day more so over the other eye with the 2 layers, and we'll see how cakey it looks over time or if it doesn't look cakey at all. So I'm going to apply it in a triangle shape under my eye. The wand really picks up a great amount of product. It actually might almost be too much. Like, I think I can get away with one dip for both eyes. The consistency feels very lightweight, but it looks like the coverage is going to be maybe medium, but the coverage looks like it's going to be really nice. But it's not a thick consistency, so this is kind of interesting. So far this is blending in really easily. I really like it. It kind of just absorbs into the skin. And the color so far seems to be okay. The color selection isn't great. I was a little nervous about the shade that I chose. I thought it was going to be too yellow from swatching it on my hand in the store. But once you blend it in, it seems to be okay. I really like that. It seems to give me a really highlighted, lifted effect. So I'm going to blend the other side in. I might have to get a darker shade if I decide to self-tan, but I still may be able to use it as a highlighter because I don't really get all that dark. I feel like I don't even need a second layer, but just for experimental purposes, I'm going to use another layer on one side just to see. So far I really like it. I'm going to see if it's settling into any fine lines with a close-up mirror. It doesn't seem to be settling yet. I'm going to set this side because I'll apply the second layer to this side, so we'll see how quickly it sets and settles. I'm just using my MAC Emphasize powder to set this, and I'm using a blush brush by e.l.f. Alright, now I'm going to apply some more to this side and we'll see. I'm not going to use a lot because I really don't feel like I need a lot of extra coverage with this. I'm going to get the corner of my eye because that casts a shadow. It's super bright. I don't know if the shade is too light for me or if this really is just a very brightening concealer, but I'm gonna blend it out and we'll see how it looks after I've applied the rest of my makeup. And again, I'm just gonna set this with my Emphasize powder so it doesn't budge or settle. Okay, so far all positive opinions. I think that one layer is enough if you don't have very severe dark circles. I don't think you need more than one layer. If you want to go for a super brightening effect underneath the eye, you can go for that second layer, but I really don't think it's necessary. I like the shade that I chose. I used Light Warm, and it didn't really do any correcting, but it does do a lot of brightening and concealing. If you have severe dark circles and you want to use a peach or salmon colored corrector underneath the Urban Decay Naked Skin, you can definitely do that, just if you have very severe dark circles. Mine are kind of dark, but I applied whatever foundation I had left over on my brush on top of my eyes and underneath my eyes, and that seems to work pretty well for me, but sometimes I do like to use a corrector if I feel like my dark circles are worse than other days. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and I'll check back with you in just a few minutes. Alright, I'm back with the rest of my makeup complete, and so far so good. I think it looks really nice underneath the eyes, and this is by far one of the least creasing or settling into fine line concealers that I've personally tried. And that's a really huge problem for me. No matter what concealer I've used, there's always settling into my fine lines. And so far, I'm not really seeing that. It may be minimal, but really, this is one of the first concealers that I've tried that just looks really natural underneath the eye and doesn't look like, it's not noticeable. The settling isn't noticeable from afar. Sometimes I'll apply my concealer and right away you could tell that it's just sinking into my fine lines. This concealer isn't doing that. I'm interested to see how this wears because already I can kind of tell that the coverage has kind of decreased a little bit. I don't feel like it's a full coverage at the moment. I think just even within the 20 minutes that I was spent putting my makeup on, it has kind of, I don't know if it's faded a bit or just sunk into my skin more, but I kind of wish I had put a corrector underneath because, I don't know, I'm noticing a little bit of shadowing. I don't know if it's just me or if you can pick it up on camera, but I'm interested to see how it wears throughout the day. But I'm going to head out and check back in a few hours so you guys can see what the concealer looks like. Alright, it's just about 5 hours later. It's now 4 o'clock on the dot, and I applied it a little bit after 11 o'clock this morning, and I'm really pleased with the way it's holding up so far. For such a lightweight formula, I'm surprised it hasn't faded a lot more. I mentioned that right after I applied my makeup, it looked like the coverage had kind of dissipated a little bit, but it hasn't since this morning when I applied it, and it doesn't look cakey at all. Even the side that I applied 2 layers to, which was this one right here, I just absolutely love the way it looks. It's very natural looking, it's not cakey. It's settled into my fine lines just the tiniest bit, but it's kind of like monumental how much it hasn't settled into the fine lines. It has just a little bit, but compared to all the other concealers that I've tried, it actually looks really nice, so I can't even complain about that. I'm gonna zoom you in so you guys can see what it looks like up close. Alright, so here's an up close look at it. As you can see, I think it does a really nice job at illuminating underneath the eye. I think it's a very bright-eyed effect, and as you can tell, creasing hasn't really occurred all that much. You could see it settled just a little bit, but it's not exaggerating my fine lines. I feel like when I have a concealer that settles, my fine lines are exaggerated even more, and I don't find this concealer to be doing that. So I'm really, really happy about that. You can also tell it's very natural looking. Even the side that I applied a second layer on this side, you know, I feel like I could add another layer and it would not look cakey. I think Urban Decay really hit the nail on the head with this one. It has all the qualities that you would hope for in a concealer. It's light diffusing, so it looks really nice and radiant under the eyes. It brightens up your eyes. It's very lightweight, it's medium coverage. You can build it up if you need to. And the amount of product that's settled into my fine lines is really minimum. I think if I just kind of tap my finger underneath my eyes, it would fix it. It's nothing too dramatic where you can tell from a distance that your concealer is settling. It still looks very natural underneath the eye. That concludes my first impressions video on the new Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. If you guys liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you've tried the concealer out yourself, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And also, if you guys want to see more products and first impressions videos, let me know what you want me to try out next in the comment section below as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all my upcoming videos. All my social media links will be posted down below, so make sure you go and follow me, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!